Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel where we explore fascinating facts about each day of the year. Today we're diving into the incredible events of February 2nd. Stick around because you won't believe some of the things that happened on this day. Our journey begins in the heart of Pennsylvania, in the quaint town of Punxsutawney. Here, thousands gather each year on February 2nd for Groundhog Day. The star of this event is Punxsutawney Phil, the resident groundhog weather prognosticator. If Phil sees his shadow, we're in for 6 more weeks of winter. If not, spring will arrive early. The tradition, brought to America by German immigrants, took root in Pennsylvania. The 1993 film Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray, catapulted the tradition into the global spotlight. We journey back to 1852, to Victorian London. On this day, February 2nd, a modest invention ushered in a new era of sanitation, the public flushing toilet. Designed by George Jennings, this revolutionary contraption was unveiled at the Great Exhibition. Located in the Crystal Palace, Jennings' invention immediately captured the public's imagination. Over 800,000 visitors flocked to witness this marvel, paying a penny to use it. Jennings' invention marked a turning point in the fight against disease and laid the foundation for modern sanitation systems. On February 2, 1876, a pivotal event occurred that would shape the future of America's favorite pastime, the birth of Major League Baseball. Representatives from 8 baseball clubs gathered in New York City to establish the National League. The formation of the National League marked a watershed moment in baseball history. It established a standardized set of rules, a formal schedule, and a system for inter-team competition. This paved the way for the development of rival leagues and eventually, the World Series. The birth of Major League Baseball solidified baseball's place as America's national pastime. On February 2, 1922, a seminal work of modernist literature made its debut, James Joyce's Ulysses. Considered one of the most important novels of the 20th century, Ulysses revolutionized the literary landscape. The novel follows the day-long odyssey of Leopold Bloom through the streets of Dublin. Joyce's masterpiece weaves together stream-of-consciousness narration in a rich tapestry of language. The publication of Ulysses was met with both acclaim and controversy, challenging traditional literary conventions. Today, Ulysses is considered a cornerstone of modern literature, its impact resonating far beyond the world of letters.
Breaking news.
From the world of literature, we turn to the battlefields of World War II. The Volga River, a lifeline of Russia, became the backdrop for one of the most significant and brutal confrontations in military history. The Battle of Stalingrad was not just a clash of armies, but a clash of ideologies, a fight for survival, and a testament to human endurance. February 2, 1943, marked a pivotal turning point, the surrender of the German Sixth Army at Stalingrad. This surrender was not just a military defeat but a psychological blow to the Axis powers. The once-feared German war machine was brought to its knees by the relentless Soviet defense. The Battle of Stalingrad, which had raged for over 5 months, was one of the bloodiest confrontations in human history. The city was reduced to rubble, and the human cost was staggering, with nearly 2 million casualties. The fierce urban warfare, house-to-house fighting, and the harsh winter conditions made it a living hell for both sides. The German surrender at Stalingrad was a crushing blow to Hitler's war machine. It marked the first major defeat of the German army and shattered the myth of their invincibility. The psychological impact on the German troops in the home front was profound, leading to a shift in morale and strategy. It shattered the myth of German invincibility and marked the beginning of the Red Army's march towards Berlin. The Soviet forces, emboldened by their victory, began a relentless push westward, liberating occupied territories and turning the tide of the war in favor of the Allies. The victory at Stalingrad was a turning point in World War II, shifting the balance of power in favor of the Allies. It demonstrated the resilience and determination of the Soviet people and their ability to overcome seemingly insurmountable odds. The celebrations that followed were a testament to the hard-fought and hard-won victory. It serves as a testament to the courage and resilience of the human spirit in the face of unimaginable adversity. The Battle of Stalingrad remains a powerful symbol of resistance and a reminder of the sacrifices made by millions to secure a future free from tyranny. On February 2, 1989, after nearly a decade of conflict, the last Soviet troops withdrew from Afghan soil. The Soviet-Afghan War, which began in 1979, had a profound impact on both nations. For the Soviet Union, it became a costly quagmire, draining resources and undermining morale. For Afghanistan, the war left behind a legacy of destruction, displacement, and political instability. The withdrawal of Soviet forces marked the end of a chapter in Afghan history, but it did not bring an end to the conflict. Afghanistan remained embroiled in a civil war, with various factions vying for control. The legacy of the Soviet-Afghan War continues to shape the region today. On February 2, 1990, President F.W. de Klerk made a historic announcement, the unbanning of the African National Congress, or ANC, and other liberation movements. This bold move was a significant step towards ending decades of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination in South Africa. The announcement was met with a mixture of shock, joy, and cautious optimism by the international community and South Africans alike. The ANC, led by Nelson Mandela, had been banned for over 30 years. During this time, the organization had been at the forefront of the struggle against apartheid, enduring immense hardships and sacrifices. Mandela himself had become a global symbol of resistance and hope, spending 27 years in prison for his unwavering commitment to justice and equality. De Klerk's announcement marked a watershed moment in South African history, signaling the beginning of the end of apartheid. It was a courageous decision that required immense political will and foresight, as it set the stage for a series of negotiations and reforms that would transform the nation's socio-political landscape. The unbanning of the ANC paved the way for negotiations, ultimately leading to the dismantling of apartheid and the establishment of a democratic South Africa. These negotiations were complex and fraught with challenges, but they were driven by a shared vision of a free and equal society. Nelson Mandela, released from prison after 27 years, would go on to become the nation's first black president in 1994. His release was a moment of profound significance, symbolizing the triumph of the human spirit over oppression and the dawn of a new era for South Africa. February 2, 1990, will forever be etched in history as the day South Africa took its first steps towards dismantling apartheid. It was a day that marked the beginning of a journey towards reconciliation, healing, and the building of a nation where all citizens could enjoy equal rights and opportunities. The legacy of this day continues to inspire movements for justice and equality around the world. On February 2, 1998, Cebu Pacific Flight 387, en route from Manila to Cagayan de Oro in the Philippines, crashed into the slopes of Mount Sumagaya, claiming the lives of all 104 people on board. The flight, which was supposed to be a routine domestic journey, turned into a national tragedy that would be remembered for years to come. The aircraft, a McDonnell Douglas DC-932, was carrying passengers from all walks of life, including families, business travelers, and tourists. The aircraft disappeared from radar while on approach to Cagayan de Oro Airport. Air traffic controllers were left in a state of confusion and panic as they tried to re-establish contact with the flight. Despite their efforts, the plane had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and growing concern among the families of those on board. The wreckage was located days later on the heavily forested slopes of Mount Sumagaya. The search and rescue operation was hampered by the difficult terrain and poor weather conditions, making it a grueling task for the teams involved. When the wreckage was finally found, it was clear that there were no survivors, and the focus shifted to recovering the bodies and investigating the cause of the crash. The crash of Cebu Pacific Flight 387 remains the deadliest aviation accident in Philippine history. The impact of the tragedy was felt across the nation, with memorials and tributes pouring in from all corners of the country. The site of the crash has since become a place of pilgrimage for those who lost loved ones, as well as for those who wish to pay their respects to the victims. In the wake of the tragedy, investigators worked tirelessly to determine the cause of the crash. The investigation revealed a series of unfortunate events and errors that led to the disaster. It highlighted the need for better training, improved communication, and more stringent safety protocols in the aviation industry. The findings of the investigation have since been used to implement changes aimed at preventing similar tragedies in the future. The crash stands as a solemn reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of continuous improvement in aviation safety. It serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring quest for answers and solutions in the face of tragedy. The lessons learned from this disaster continue to shape the policies and practices of the aviation industry, ensuring that the memories of those lost are honored through ongoing efforts to make air travel safer for everyone. On this day, we also pause to remember two remarkable individuals who left an indelible mark on the world of literature. Mary Shelley, author of Frankenstein, and George Stokes, a towering figure in physics and mathematics, both breathed their last on February 2nd, though in different years. Mary Shelley penned her most famous work, Frankenstein, at the tender age of 19. George Gabriel Stokes made groundbreaking contributions to fluid dynamics, optics, and mathematical physics. Though their lives and legacies unfolded in different realms, Mary Shelley and George Stokes shared a profound impact on human understanding. Their contributions continue to inspire generations of artists, scientists, and thinkers alike. On this day, in different years, two seemingly disparate inventions emerged, each embodying the spirit of innovation. In 1869, James Oliver patented his revolutionary creation, the removable tempered steel plow blade. This invention revolutionized agriculture, making it possible to easily replace worn-out plow blades. Fast forward to 1965, where Alfonso Alvarez received a patent for his ingenious creation dual-vent windows. Though separated by nearly a century, the inventions of James Oliver and Alfonso Alvarez embody the spirit of innovation that drives human progress. Their creations have had a lasting impact on our world, transforming industries and improving countless lives. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible events of February 2nd, make sure to check out our video on February 1st. Don't forget to leave a comment if you know any interesting facts about any date, and subscribe to our channel for daily dates. Stay tuned for more hyper-realistic explorations of history.